Well, thanks everybody for coming on short notice. I apologize that it is such short notice. We do have an announcement to make on the investigation, but I need to caution you that it's a very limited announcement at this point, and there's a lot of things, still moving parts to this investigation, so there's a lot of things we can't say for very good reason. But with that, I want to introduce Chief Medina to give the announcement.
You know, we're just, the Albuquerque Police Department is here to announce that there is a suspect in custody on unrelated charges related to these incidents. We do have a firearm in our possession that is linked to one of the shootings. We are not going to get into details as this is still an active investigation, and we're trying to still link and see which cases are related and which cases are not related. So until we get more details and we finish the process of seeing where the evidence leads us and getting returns on our warrants, this will be the extent of our information. But once again, just to reiterate, there is a suspect in custody. We do have one of the firearms involved in one of the incidents in our possession, and we will be working on continuing to get evidence back so that it could be processed and we could see what exactly is linked to the various cases. Mayor.
Well, thank you, Chief. And again, I know we don't have, we are unable to share a lot of details, but this important detail that there is a suspect in custody is very important for our city and for our elected officials and frankly for our local democracy. So I want to make sure that everyone knows that, you know, from day one, we decided to take these very seriously, and we were worried about them being connected. And it's through the hard work of our investigative department and also our federal partners that have been helping on this that we have been able to identify the suspect in custody. Now, we also know that, you know, we felt that in many ways, we never want this to happen to anyone. But there is a difference when it's elected officials. These are individuals who participate in democracy, whether we agree with them or not. And that's why this act of violence, I think, has been so rattling for so many people. Again, regardless of their background or regardless of their belief, this is fundamental to how we run, in this case, our state or our county. And those elected officials deserve to be able to do their job as part of American democracy without fear, and especially without fear in their homes. Now, I would also share, too, that the investments and the changes and the revamping that we've done in our investigative department have enabled our team to move relatively swiftly to try and put together some of these pieces. And while we can't share all of the details at this time, hopefully this is just some comfort, just some, because there's a long way to go on this. And we don't know what the rest of the investigation might reveal, but some comfort for folks who have been unfortunately targeted in these situations. And so with that, I'll hand it back over to Chief or Gilbert.
Obviously, this investigation still has a lot of sensitive areas, and we're still in the midst of building a case to see what incidents are related and what are not. We've actually asked the courts to seal all the paperwork regarding this case, and that request was granted. And when we have more information, we will be putting out more information. Like I said, suspect in custody, firearm related to one of the incidents recovered, and we will continue to move forward to see how we could link any of the incidents with each other. I think that's about it.
Any questions?
Chief, you had mentioned, that at the beginning, the suspect in custody possibly has unrelated charges. Would you be able to specify what those charges are?
We're not going to specify what the charges are at this time.
When was that person brought into custody?
Not going to divulge when the individual is brought into custody yet. We're still working on this case.
Is he in federal, or he or she in federal custody or local custody?
We're not going to discuss what kind of custody the individual is in.
Could you say if there could possibly be federal charges coming from these incidents? Is there like a federal crime related to these kinds of shootings?
If there is a federal crime or a federal tie that we could use in this incident, we without a doubt are going to use that federal tie. I've said it over and over again. Anytime that we have the ability to access the federal system has much stronger teeth than our state system, and we will access the federal system when possible.
Do you have any ideas of the possible motive that you can tell us?
You know, we have some ideas as to possible motive, but it's way too early for us to make an announcement on them. We got to solidify some information, and we don't want to compromise any part of the investigation.
Are you working with state police at all with the session starting next week and 3 of the people going up to the roundhouse? Any security increases that you know of or aware of?
We are actually working with both state police and BCSO. This has been a great partnership involving all 3 agencies. All 3 agencies actually have officers assigned to duties to protect some of our elected officials who have been threatened or feel threatened. So all 3 agencies have officers assigned to dignitary protection, and we will continue until further notice.
Is there any current threat to any of these legislators?
That's unknown. We still need to sift through the evidence and make a determination.
Any additional reports of shootings by elected officials coming today?
We-
besides Mr. Martinez?
Mr. Martinez is the only incident that we've had reported.
And what part of town was that in?
That was in our Valley Area Command.
When do you expect to announce the decision?
You know, we've talked about this before. There's a misconception, like you watch a CSI show and in 1 hour, you know, evidence is returned. We have numerous search warrants out. It's outside of our control how fast we get information from some of these entities, and we're just waiting to get a return on some of the information to ensure that everything we have, the case we're building, is as strong as possible, and to see what other aspects there are involved.
Did this suspect have a warrant for the unrelated charges?
That I honestly don't know.
Can you tell us anything at all about the suspect, like age range or like anything at all?
A male.
Okay.
A male under 50.
Can you tell us anything about how they were put in custody? Was it a traffic stop, at their home, on the street?
No, we're not going to get into any details. Well, thank you guys.
Sorry, is there reason to believe that the suspect could have worked with others?
It's unknown. We need to have all evidence come back, and we need to see. I mean, it's very difficult at this time to determine that.
And gun taken for one shooting connected, just to confirm that's correct, right? That detail. So can you tell us any other details to share as to why the city and the community should feel safe when only one of the shootings has been picked up from one shooting?
We are bringing to you the information that we have. We still don't know the interrelationship between all these cases, and it is only related to one shooting at this time.
Is there any concern that any of the other 5 shootings that there's other suspects out there?
We're still waiting to see. All right?
Chief, is there any calls to the community about anonymous tips that anybody could offer that you guys are looking for?
No, still 242 cops, Crime Stoppers. If anybody has information, a lot of times individuals speak about their crimes, or they speak about something that they're willing to do. And if anybody's heard anybody in the community talking about committing any crimes like this, we're once again asking, please reach out, report that information to the Albuquerque Police Department. You know, we had success during the Muslim case where we went to the community, and there was actually a large portion of the community who had a suspicion. So if you have a suspicion, bring it forward, and that always helps advance investigations, because you may have a piece of the puzzle that, when combined with somebody else's piece, will help us, complete the puzzle and get more answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.